Morning. An issue just came to me. This is Charles Placid of Streams of Light, Streams of Light Ministries, this YouTube channel here. Well, I just have a message. This is a new playlist I've been working on. It's about the issue called abortion. Call it the abortion controversy. Well, with the playlist, it's called Abortion, the evil called abortion. Well, I just stumbled upon a video. You'll find within this playlist. It's called Democrats' Hypocrisy Exposed, and it's speaking about immigration versus abortion, and how Democrats believe to say that everyone has a right to live. Everyone has a right to live. See that video first before looking at this one, and you can see how a false argument, not a bad argument at face value. We all would love immigration and so on, but some put it to some put things in a radical tone, and it offsets the simplicity of it, or the beauty of that thing, if that's a way to put it. Well, let me speak on this. This is about immigration. As you see, everyone's speaking about Daca. Me, immigration, it's not something totally void of me. Both my parents are immigrants and from Haiti in the Caribbean, next to the Dominican Republic, close by to Cuba, Florida, so on. But so all my family are either in Haiti or on this eastern coast of America. And even now we're trying to bring some family from Haiti to America legally. Well, this is the issue. See that video, Ben Shapiro, he'll be speaking on there. But and it's uncovering the fallacies of the Democratic Party arguments, their argumentation, and how blind they show themselves in being. Usually it comes about to name calling with them. They'll call Republicans a whole bunch of names. President Donald Trump, they'll call him a whole bunch of names. Black people who happen to be Republicans, they'll call them a whole bunch of names. Coconut, meaning black on the outside, yet white on the inside. Uncle Tom, a house Negro, so on and so forth. Racist, homophobe, sexist, xenophobe, which we're going to speak on, and fascist, Hitler, Nazi, white supremacist. There's a whole bunch of names, name calling from the Democratic Party. What they love to label people, brand people, and ruthlessly come against that person's name and destroy that person's life and reputation. Well, nonetheless, we're gonna deal with xenophobia. Xenophobia, going to the internet, we're looking at, what is this? Merriam-Webster dictionary. It says xenophobia, it's letter X, E, N, O, P, H, O, B, I, A. Xenophobia, and it's defined as being the fear and hatred of strangers or foreigners, or of anything that is strange or foreign. Well, we look at this, and this is the idea we're looking at. We're looking at their argumentation. Recently, they're having the issues with Daca, with Latin America, and bringing in children and families who are called dreamers. It's illegal, but it's been allowed for a while, but now they're trying to wrestle with the issue. Well, nonetheless, look at these fallacies. I titled this DAPA Immigration versus abortion, and what is the real xenophobia? The Democrats' argument for, and this message is for Democrats, people of the third world countries, slash aspiring immigrants who are coming to America, and religious Democrats, church-going Democrats. Well, the Democrats' argument for radical immigration and illegal immigration, it should not be their true worry. Based on that very self-same principle that they are toting of their fighting against xenophobia and all its derivations of hate. See these 4 points, in this argument. Well, first we have to say this. First point, if you're a Democrat, you should forget xenophobia. Xenophobia, the real xenophobia, as we defined from the Merriam-Webster dictionary, said a fear and hatred of strangers or foreigners, or of anything that is strange or foreign. Well, look at this. Forget that xenophobia. This is the real xenophobia. The real xenophobia is against babies. It's against babies who are in the womb. So forget xenophobia. See the xenophobia of babies against the newborn baby's birth and arrival into a new life, land, and rights. This is the stranger. This is the foreigner that's in a womb, a newborn baby, and it's trying to come forth out of the mother. It's not just a cell, a bundle of cells. It's not just some strange fetus, some strange phenomenon to just look at and look down upon as if in a demeaning way. No, that's a God-given gift of life in you. That's a miracle, a living miracle within the mother, an independent life within the mother. This is the real xenophobia, how it's socially acceptable to Democrats of the Democratic Party, and it's socially acceptable to America and much of the Western world to kill, to snuff out that life, to put themselves in mind and in hand against this newborn baby's birth and arrival into a new life. So first, the birth and arrival of this baby, its new life, its new land, and its rights, its individual human rights, its American rights, being a baby, born as a citizen of this country, blessed to be in this country. This is the second point, continuing from the first. Democrats, they care so much for the people they can't see coming from other countries. Now, that's not a bad thing in itself, but look at how far they warp their conscience to pay so much attention to that. How they're caring so much for the people they can't see coming from other countries, immigrants they can't see coming from other countries. They care so much for that, versus the babies they also can't see coming out of the womb. They don't plan for these babies to help them or anything, nor do they care about them. So it's interesting, they care more for the immigrants who they can't see coming from other countries, rather than caring for babies whom they also can't see coming out of the mother's womb. And they don't bother to plan for the babies, nor do they show any sympathy or caring, any heart for those babies. They sacrifice, this is the third point, they sacrifice much for the new economic migrants and economically challenged. Even in the midst of there being in America, with America's own struggles, with its own economy and our issues in securing financial stability and peace for the American people and putting down the national debt. Regardless of all of that, these issues, these economic struggles that we have, Democrats, they fight for a way to bring in these economic migrants, these immigrants, to bring them in from overseas and treacherous terrain. Interesting, versus the mothers who go for abortion, killing the baby, stopping its new life, and all the while, these mothers, they just need help financially in order to raise their child. Or when someone else, a different couple, they just need money for adoption, for attaining that child who is unwanted, who is put up for adoption. The Democrats, they ignore this, and they don't notice this as being the issue. The financial struggles of the mother and the struggles of the new parents who are trying to get a child in the adoption agency. My fourth point, continuing, these babies to be born someday, they are the real dreamers. Hoping to see their own mother, whom they've been connected with and feeling emotions with this whole time while in the womb. Hoping to see the father's face, whose voice they heard all the time, desiring to meld into a community of hope, of opportunity, new opportunity, greater opportunity, liberty, and freedoms. So I ask you, in the midst of this, this is the great hypocrisy, this is the great blindness, the great moral blindness of the Democratic left. Those 4 points You can rewind it and look at them, but they care more for the rights of the un-American immigrants who come in illegally to this country. And I have a heart for immigrants. I'm not one. My whole family are immigrants. But we have to reason, people. We have to reason. We have to have a mind to understand, a mind, heart to understand. We have to seek truth. We have to pursue it. The Democratic Party, they care more for the rights when really they have no rights. These persons coming in from other countries, you have to be American to have rights. The rights that citizens of this country have. They fight for the right to give rights to these illegal immigrants who come in. And yet they don't know who's coming in. They're just, it's like I don't know a way to put it. It's like candy or something. It's something they're offering up to anybody, like a first come first serve, come one come all promotional advertising. They put up the American rights to become an American citizen. They put that up. They dangle that in front of the third world countries, those hopeful immigrants. And they do this for votes, but they do this giving rights to them who aren't American versus babies born in the womb. We know it's an individual life. Taking even life out of the mother. The baby is an individual life in the womb. And though they can't see this baby, just like they can't see these illegal immigrants, but yet nonetheless they put up the rights for the illegal immigrants to come to and to get and become American citizens. The babies, they know is in the womb of the mother. They can't see, but they know it's there. And they will not give that baby its own human, American, individual rights that it deserves. That it deserves. And they don't do anything to plan for or to help the baby or the mother. They don't really care about the baby or the mother. Or well, they care more about women's rights, while closing their eyes to the baby. Well, to what I understand about DACA immigration, if a baby is born in this country by one of the illegal immigrants, and they're allowed to grow, come to the schools as if they're American citizens, go through whatever, Head Start, elementary school, middle school, so on. They're raised like true bred American citizens, and I have no ill mind against them, but see the hypocrisy. The Democratic Party, they care more for these persons rather than in trying to help the baby in the womb, a life in the womb, in trying to help the mother in her financial struggles, and why she's being pushed and pressured to have an abortion. It's a money-making business to the Democrats, and two, it's money-making business for the abortion industry, and yet two, also it's on the other hand, with DACA immigration, radical immigration, illegal immigration, it's for votes. It's for your votes. You know, the one putting all these social welfare promises and initiatives and so on. Of course, these third world countries, they're going to love that. They're going to keep voting for that person. They're going to flock to that person. I hate seeing the people's, pure-hearted people's, taken advantage of and being used and manipulated by any man. People, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. Which life do you care more for? The life of, and both lives are important, but which ones are American lives? Which ones are real human lives? Which one is actually dying? Being put to death. It's not the illegal immigrants. It's not the DACA dreamers. But it's the baby in the mother's womb. And they are the real dreamers. The ones who hope to experience life, to have a new land, to have their own individual American rights, to have hope in a future, some sort of help, a sort of a push to get them running, to get them going, to get them living. Yet we care more for those who are, at the most, at least they're alive. The illegal immigrants or economic migrants or whoever is coming to this country, at least they're alive. Yeah, at least too, with that too, you know, throw at them whatever money, all the money to bring them that distance over the seas, and then give them welfare and so on, and they have a life for free. They're living for free, many of them. But what about the baby? And what is the Democratic Party offering financially to give that same free ride of a life to those babies and to that mother? Nothing. They're offering nothing. And so I just pray that we're able to have a heart of a moral heart, a pure heart, that we're able to weigh these things and consider what is the truth of all of it, and what is the real hate that we should be fighting against, the real xenophobia that we should be fighting against. This is the more serious xenophobia: abortion and the killing of babies, innocent babies, for the sins of the mother, the father, and this American community. Which one is more important? And which one are we paying the more attention to? I pray we stop being deceived and end this abortion issue and start valuing life instead of valuing votes. Bringing in people in for votes. Let us value life, good quality life. That's the life that my Lord Jesus died for, created and died for.